Hey, blow a dick like a cello, what's up? And today I'm gonna do an album review on the latest Lil Yachty full-length studio album, Nothing to Prove. So Lil Yachty, if you don't know him, he is one of those, mainstream rappers nowadays. Lil Yachty, before releasing this album, he had released a few mixtapes, and two of which are actually not that bad, even though it's not great and it's not good. It's still okay. And that are basically Little Boat 1 and 2. These tapes are actually kind of okay. The beats are actually kind of slick, kind of grimy, and I also kind of like Lil Yachty's very funny, goofy, carefree personality. Even though these tapes has a lot of flaws, I still think it's not that bad. And then he released Summer Songs, which isn't, the worst mixtape in the world, but it's such a bore. His personality is just missing. And then he goes on to release Teenage Emotions, which is basically his full-length debut LP, and oh boy, he started off his career with a bang of horrible songs, trash songs that has no personality whatsoever, that has some of the weakest hooks and choruses that he had ever written, and the production is just, don't even talk about it. And then after Lil Boat 2, we have this, Nothing to Prove, because this album really lived up to its title. Lil Yachty really had nothing to prove. It's really obvious when you're listening to this album that Lil Yachty had put minimal amounts of effort with the very skeletal, stripped back beats and these very subpar, middle of the road, run of the mill bars. Those bars, the flow is kind of awkward, kind of slow, kind of not anything all that special. And if you're looking for something energetic and exciting, you're not gonna find it on this album. And worst of all, Lil Yachty sounds jaded on this album. Lil Yachty sounds deftone. He sounds like he doesn't even care anymore. He just wants to put out with some music, get some money, and that's all he wants to do. He's not in it for the music. At least that's what it sounds like on this album. Now, don't get me wrong, there are a couple of tracks on this album that I think aren't all that bad, such as the album opener, Gimme, My Respect.
Slime, the whole gang slime. Pull up a sign, I'm fine. Reach in the back of the arm.
The beat is not bad, it's kind of grimy, it has this industrial vibe to it that I think it's kind of cool a little bit. And I guess Lil Yachty doesn't sound all that awkward and all that dumb on this track. However, it's just 1 minute and 48 seconds long. And then I actually also kind of dig the track Worth It. Even though it has these cringy, patronizing lyrics, it's still a pretty neat little upbeat, lovey-dovey, auto-tune ballad that's kinda catchy and carefree, I guess.
She don't think she worth it. In the mirror, she don't think she perfect.
But the rest of the album are basically a barren wasteland of trash songs that doesn't sound like it's trying to sound like an actual song. The track Get Dripped featuring Playboi Carti sounds more like a Playboi Carti song than an actual Lil Yachty song. Now, don't get me wrong, Playboi Carti sounds kinda good on this track, and his delivery is not that bad. But the beat is just ruining the entire track for me. It's so minimal, it's kind of bouncing around aimlessly. It sounds like it's straight out of a video game, and a very trashy one. And the beat is basically some bass boosted, like super duper bass boosted and disjointed and far apart beats layered on top with some weird doodly random sounds. It sounds dumb. And then we have Riley from the Boondocks. Gosh. The beat on this thing, the instrumentals on this thing sounds like nothing. The keys, they're bass boosted once again, so it sounds like somebody's punching the keyboard, but aimlessly. And the lyrics are very boring, very basic, and very hedonistic. And the entire song it's the kind of song that puts me to sleep, not in a comfortable way. And same applies for the next track, I'm the Mac.
I'm the Mac, I'm the Mac. I'm the Mac with the Mac. I'm the Mac, I'm the Mac.
I'm the Mac, I'm the Mac. I'm the Mac, I'm the Mac. I'm the Mac, I'm the Mac. I'm the Mac, I'm the Mac. The beat is even more minimal. I mean, it sounds like some sort of woodwind, but then it's not, because it sounds so sloppy and so uneventful and slow. This song literally sounds like brain retardation. And when I'm listening to this song, I'm just thinking about Glob Glow Gab Galab, but slowed down 2 times.
I'm the Mac, I'm the Mac. I'm the Mac with the Mac. I'm the Mac, I'm the Mac.
And then we have Yacht Club featuring Juice WRLD. Juice WRLD is not that bad on this track. The bars are actually kind of melodic and it's more colorful, but the singing is just meh. Okay, it's just meh. And again, the beat is not that great anyway, so it's a boring, drab song. And towards the end of the track, there's these weird lyrics about getting a woman pregnant and then having that baby out of wedlock and whatever that stupidity is. And then we have SaintLaurenYSL. What kind of track is this? Featuring Lil Baby, as if the track is not already boring enough. Both Lil Baby and Lil Yachty sound so little on this track. And they just slap this thick auto-tune on top of their vocals. It's like, I don't know. Are they even... I mean, maybe they're just talking and maybe all these melodies are just computer generated. Who knows? The track We Outta Here tries to be a lo-fi club banger, but it completely fails and falls flat because it's just a bore. And once again, the beat. What about it? And then we have Who Want the Smoke, which once again features some real popular artists, and this time it's Cardi B and Offset. And Cardi B and Offset totally overshadowed Lil Yachty on this track. And Offset actually did a pretty amazing job towards the end of the track. But the beat is just so generic, it's just so average. It's like a Migos song, but dumbed down a little bit, and that's it. And then we have Everything Good, Everything Right, which tries to be this upbeat rap song, but oh no. I mean, these police sirens sound even more exciting than this stupid shit. And the hook on this track it's basically ah. And then we have Next Up, which once again tries to sound upbeat, but again the beat is obnoxious. It sounds like somebody's punching the piano keyboard. The singing is so hideous as well. The track Forever World features Trippie Redd. Once again features a huge popular artist, and Trippie Redd is actually a pretty good singer, surprisingly, not gonna lie. But the song itself is just so uneventful. And then we go to the last couple of tracks on the album, Nolia, which tries to be this boring, moody, spacey trap rap that comes off as sleepy. And the beats, once again, they're so bass boosted. It's that the only thing that they can pull off to make their beats sound cool, bass boosted. Really, I can do it in any editing software ever, because this is just so basic. Really, you're just gonna bass boost it? Really? And oh gosh, what else am I gonna say? The melodies, they're so obnoxious. It's just the same set of melodies looped over and over and over and over again. And these tracks, the last couple of tracks on the album are the most long-winded tracks. So the melodies get stale really fast and I fall asleep really fast. And then Fall in Love features Gunna, which is once again a boring ass rapper. It's super quiet, mellow, it's painfully awkward, and it tries to be personal, but it just comes off as dumb because the lyrics are just, I mean, not the most profound, I'm gonna say, and the auto-tune makes both Gunna and Lil Yachty sound dead almost, but then not in the dark way, more like in the stupid way.
Molly, real tan, she's strong, and she smoked a lot of weed.
And the album ends off with Stoney Baloney, and it's probably the most faint and quiet song on the entire track list here. Like, the instrumentals are literally nothing towards the beginning and at the end of the track, and it sort of swells a little bit, like very, very slightly in the middle, and then it falls backwards. So, I don't know. There's no chorus on this track. There's no hook. Even if there are, I couldn't listen to it. I just can't. It's buried somewhere. I don't know. I just don't know. And the vocals of this thing, Lil Yachty's delivery, it's like he's dragging every single note until it sounds drab. So, oh gosh. So yeah, this album, it sounds like Lil Yachty is trying so hard to avoid every redeeming quality that he has on the previous records. I mean, he doesn't have the funny, goofy, carefree personality like on the mixtapes. The beats are not as slick or grimy or present. And this album, it doesn't even have real solid songs. It doesn't even sound like Lil Yachty is trying. And the production is so stale, it's so trite, it's so average, it's so generic, it's so subpar, it's so middle of the road, run of the mill, dime a dozen, whatever. And the features on this thing, I mean, there are a lot of good features here. Playboy Cardi is pretty good. Yep. Juice WRLD is okay, I guess. But most importantly, these features, they overshadow Lil Yachty. They cover Lil Yachty. And overall, this album, there's no originality in it. Zero. Zilch. Nada. And no personality, no effort, nothing. The worst is I'm the Mac. Gosh. And the best is probably the album opener, Gimme My Respect. I'm giving Lil Yachty's Nuthin to Prove a 2 out of 10. Yeah, it's pretty much as bad as Teenage Emotions. So, have you listened to Lil Yachty's Nuthin to Prove? From 1 to 10, how much did you rate it? Like if you like it, and hate if you hate it, and subscribe if you want more.